to tell you a little story. This is true. The story is true, I swear. Girl Scouts honor. About 20 years ago, I was at the, Eagles Club. Don't hate me. It's okay. Don't hate me. I was at the Eagles Club, sitting at the bar, minding my own business, and this guy walks up to me and he says, how you doing? And he starts talking to me, and he says, you know, when I was in high school, I was All-American. And I'm thinking, this guy's about my age, which at that time was about 50, and I'm thinking, I wonder if he's done anything since. Probably not. Anyway, he keeps going on and bragging about how wonderful he was in high school. Then, it got to the point where a normal person probably would have gotten up and left. But no, not me. It was kind of like a train wreck. I wanted to stay and see what was going to happen. So finally, and also, remember that thing? So enough about me. What do you think about me? You know, it was that kind of thing. So then he says, so, have you done any modeling? And at that time, I was about 100 pounds heavier. I was like 5 foot square. It was sometimes easier to walk around me than over. No, easier to walk over me than around me. So it was, needless to say, I was pretty big. And so I'm looking down at me and I said, yeah, a swimsuit model for Sports Illustrated. And the guy says, no, I'm serious, really. Have you done modeling? I said, no, I haven't. And he said, well, it just so happens I'm an artist. And I specialize in charcoal. And I'd like to draw you. I have my artwork all over Alameda. And I'm thinking, oh, how nice for you. And so he says, and I'd like to draw you. Real artists prefer to draw women who are more full figure, Rubenesque. So I'm thinking, okay, and he says, I'd like you to model for me and I'll pay you. And I'm thinking, you know, I could use a couple extra bucks. That's not a bad idea. You know what's coming, don't you? I can see that look. So I'm thinking, that's not a bad idea. And he said, and I'd like to draw you nude. And so my first thought was, well, why would he want to be nude? I was a little slow, okay? So then he says, he goes further to say, and I want to draw you nude while you're doing household chores. Well, now, I have a pretty good imagination. So I pictured myself in the backyard, on the patio, him in a chase lounge with a big bag of Kingsford charcoal briquettes, drawing me while I am ironing in the nude. I said, no, thank you. I don't think so. And he said, well, if you don't feel comfortable posing nude in front of me, I can get a group of artists together. It was like a deer in the headlights. I'm thinking, why would I feel more comfortable posing nude in front of a group of people than I would in front of one person? So again, I said, no, thank you. And he says, well, you sure? Let me give you my card, and you call me when you're ready to do some modeling, because I'd really like to do this. I said, yeah, I'll do that, So the next day, I called my mom, and I told my mom everything, all the time. She had a great sense of humor. So I'm talking to her, and I said, I can just see it. You and a friend of yours go into an art exhibit and see this drawing of a nude woman ironing, and your friend looks up and says, Jenny, isn't that your daughter Valerie? And I swear to you, again, Mom and I at the same time said, couldn't be, she doesn't iron. And I swear, that is a true story.